Hey everyone, this is Scott, man. We're live here in Port Huron, Michigan. We're at the southernmost point of Lake Huron as it enters the St. Clair River, heading down to the Lake St. Clair and down to the Detroit area. Anyway, over here you can see some of the views of Port Huron from here, and at the vantage point right here is like the Great Lakes Maritime Center. Has some model ships inside, as well as a small food court even too. But right along here, this is the St. Clair River, as many boats travel from Lake Huron as well as like Lake Superior, even all the way down to Lake St. Clair in the Detroit area, going down to Lake Erie, which if you've seen some of my old videos, I went to Lake Erie Metro Park and also the mouth of the Huron River. Yep, right across the river is Canada, or specifically the province of Ontario, as that is downtown Sarnia right in front of me. Oh, we got some boats on here today. But yeah, Port Huron and Sarnia is basically the one of the international border crossings where the Blue Water Bridge, you can't see it from here, but that's how you can get between the U.S. and Canada. But basically, I'm going to be heading around the different areas of Port Huron. There's actually a parade going on today, as today is Memorial Day here in the U.S. But it's actually a very warm and humid day, but it's supposed to get in the upper 80s to around where I live, but mid 80s around here. But it's a wonderful breeze out here, so you don't even know it's humid. Kind of like how it was when I went to Rockport a couple years ago. But I'm going to try to see if I can find a parking spot in downtown Port Huron, because I like to head in the downtown area somewhere over in that vicinity. But of course, I'll definitely continue along the St. Clair River. There's a lot more parks that I like to take a look at, and of course head up to where Lake Huron is, so definitely stay tuned. Okay, I was actually managed to find a parking spot as the parade has ended, so I was able to find a free parking area. So basically we're at one of the drawbridges here. This is Main Street, and I do not mean the Bob Seger song from his 1976 album Night Moves. Anyway, yeah, a lot of boats traverse through here, as you can tell over there, and of course, the boats too tall for the bridge, they'll make the traffic light red, and the bridge will lift so boats can travel. But if it's small enough, they'll just go right under, and traffic can continue. And that's another drawbridge over there too. It's a pretty calm morning for Memorial Day, because it's one end of the downtown area, and then on the other side of the canal here there is more of the downtown area. I'm actually gonna try to find somewhere to eat lunch really quick, probably, or if not, I'll have to worry about that later. But eventually I would like to get back over to where the St. Clair River is, getting close to some of the other parks near the Blue Water Bridge heading up to Lake Huron. So stay tuned. Welcome back. I'm back on the St. Clair River here. The water's a lot more turquoise here. It looks a lot more fresh. As of course, wherever there is the Blue Water Bridge, that is the connector between the United States, or specifically the state of Michigan, and of course Port Huron, and Canada, or province of Ontario, and the city of Sarnia. Basically, you just coming from the U.S., just take like I-94, I-69, take that across, and then, or from the Canadian side, take Provincial Highway 402 west over on the bridge to come over to the U.S. But you can see Sarnia and Port Huron to the south here. I'm at a roadside park here. Yes, I admit I go to a lot of roadside parks in all my videos, but can't go wrong with that. I'm hoping there's more parking spots available over there, as I can probably get So I think there's another park area on the north side of the bridge, which gets a better view of Lake Huron. See a lot of boats out here today. As a matter of fact, trying to get back to where I was earlier in the video, I actually had to wait for a boat to go through downtown as the drawbridges actually were open. So that was pretty cool to see. So we're gonna head that way. Yeah, I've been walking on that path over there on the sidewalk, and here's a statue of Thomas Alva Edison. I'm sure most people know who he is, but I think he still holds the records for the most patents on inventions and stuff. He invented a lot of great things, even though he was mainly out of Menlo Park, but he has had some connection with Port Huron, and here's a museum over there dedicated to him. So now I will continue going north under the bridge. And once again, I'm doing a lot of song references today. I do not mean the Red Hot Chili Peppers song. Yeah, we're on the north side of the bridge, and as you can tell, that's both the United States and the Canadian flag staying proudly next to each other, as we're not even a quarter of a mile from Canada. As you can tell, you can probably even see some of the people on the Sarnia side there. A lot of boats coming in and through here. Yeah, as you can tell, we're on the north side of the bridge, and Port Huron and Sarnia are off that way. Yeah, I actually did not move my car, so I have a little bit of a walk to get back to where I parked. That's alright, it's a nice day, I need the exercise anyway. I ate a lot of food that I probably shouldn't have last week. They're actually right next to a railroad track too. And looking out that way, that is Lake Huron. One of the 5 Great Lakes, as of course you know, there's Superior, Michigan, Huron, Erie, and Ontario, and I've covered Lake Erie, well, at least on the Michigan side, last year. I have a little goal I'm going to try to make. I'm going to try to, in my Let's Visit videos, I'm going to try to visit all 5 Great Lakes at some point in time. Unlike the Metro Park tour, I'm not giving like a timetable or anything. But I like to cover each of the 5 Great Lakes, not just in one video, but multiple. Whether it's Michigan, Illinois, Wisconsin, Ontario, or New York, for example. But yeah, the breeze feels wonderful here. And can't tell if there's any fish down there. There's definitely a lot of rocks on the shoreline here. And of course, take a good look at Lake Huron. I'm actually going to be getting some lunch in Fort Gratiot, which is immediately to the north of Port Huron. And then I'm going to go to some of the parks that are on Lake Huron itself, because I know there's a lot of beaches around there, so stay tuned for more. As you can tell, there is a lighthouse right in front of me. And you can see the Blue Water Bridge on the other side too. As you can tell, we're north of the bridge, and as you can tell, Canada's still on the other side of the St. Clair River. But right here, this is actually the very beginning of Lake Huron, the southernmost point, as it head off along the eastern shores of Michigan and the western shores of Ontario. As you can tell, it's a lot of people on the beach today, as it's quite warm. It's in the mid-80s right now. Doesn't feel too bad with the lake breeze though. Wonder how bad, can't imagine how bad it would be if there wasn't a breeze. But yeah, it's Memorial Day itself, so yeah, a lot of people are enjoying the day off. See the other parts of the park. That's heading back into the residential areas of Port Huron. Get another view of the lighthouse. And a lot of boats are out having some fun right now. But I'm going to keep driving up the Lake Huron coastline for a little ways. I'm not going very far today. But I'll definitely keep going up a little bit more, so don't worry, I'm not closing out the video yet. Yeah, we're at Fort Gratiot County Park right now. Just put my feet in the lake. It's way cold right now. Of course, we did have a very cold winter, so as you can tell, a lot of people out on the beach today, and you even see a little bit of Canada all the way over there. And so I think drove like several miles north of that Lighthouse Park. And there's the concession stands over there. Here a lot of people are just chilling out. A lot of people out on the mountain enjoying the nice weather. Well, in terms of swimming, that is. You can see some big boats out there too. So they're heading from North Lake Huron down to the southern part of the lake and going to the St. Clair River. And this concludes today's sandy right now, sandy trip to Port Huron and Fort Gratiot, Michigan. Yeah, I would like to get over to Canada in the near future and stuff, check out Sarnia. But this is the Scott Man signing off at Lake Huron.